After 70, are you still giving up pieces of yourself for others, even when it quietly steals your peace, your health, and your independence? Have you ever noticed how, after turning 70, people quietly expect you to give more, adjust more, and sacrifice more, while your own needs slowly fade into the background? This video begins with one simple truth: your life, your time, and your choices still matter. And today, you'll discover the 9 things you must never give up for anyone. Now, let's talk about why this title and thumbnail matter so deeply, because they aren't just dramatic words. There's a real reason they strike fear, curiosity, and recognition in anyone over 70. When you hear, never give up these 9 things after 70, protect your peace, health, and independence, it instantly touches the biggest insecurities many seniors quietly carry: the worry that they're losing control, the pressure to please others, and the fear of becoming invisible in their own lives. And the thumbnail text, never give these up after 70, not even for family, hits even harder, because deep down, you know how often love, loyalty, and guilt pull you in directions that drain your energy, your identity, and your confidence. These words are not a warning, they are a mirror, reflecting what you may already feel but rarely say out loud. But let me ask you something. Have you ever given up something important? Your rest, your time, your choices, just to keep peace in the family? Have you ever felt that subtle pressure to adjust, be flexible, or let it go, even when your heart whispered that you were ignoring your own needs? That tiny pinch of discomfort you feel right now is exactly why this video matters. Because after 70, the costs of giving too much are higher, and the rewards of protecting your boundaries are greater than ever. And here's the real truth. Most people over 70 don't lose their independence because of age. They lose it because they slowly hand it over piece by piece, often without even realizing it. First, it's your quiet morning routine. Then your financial choices. Then your social life. Then your daily freedom. Not because anyone has bad intentions, but because you stop defending the things that matter most. So today's video is a line in the sand, a reminder that you still have the right to say no, the right to choose, the right to rest, and the right to live the way you want, not the way anyone else expects. And before we step into the actual list, here's a thought that might surprise you. Protecting these 9 things doesn't push people away. It makes your relationships stronger. When you stand up for yourself, you teach others how to treat you. When you protect your peace, people learn to respect your time. When you guard your independence, your family sees your strength, not your weakness. That's why what you're about to hear isn't just advice. It's your blueprint for a happier, more empowered next chapter of life. So stay with me, because each part of this list exposes one thing many seniors give away too easily, but must reclaim before it's too late. And trust me, you will recognize yourself in at least one of them. And recognizing it might be the moment everything changes. Now, before we dive into the first non-negotiable, let me ask you a question that might hit closer to home than you expect. When was the last time you put your own rest, comfort, or peace before someone else's demands? If you're like many people over 70, the answer is probably longer than it should be. And that's exactly why the first thing on this list is so important. Because it's the one most seniors sacrifice without even noticing. 1. Your right to rest and personal time. After 70, nothing is more precious than your time. Not your money, not your possessions, not even your routines. Time is your energy, your healing, and your inner fuel. Yet this is also the very thing many seniors give away the fastest. A neighbor needs help. A child wants a favor. A relative expects you to attend something you're too tired for. And because you've spent a lifetime being dependable, you say yes, even when your body says no. But here's the truth most people won't tell you. Every time you give up your rest, you pay for it later, in fatigue, in aches, in rising stress, in emotional exhaustion. And slowly, your days stop feeling like your days. They become about what others want, not what you need. You start rushing again. You start ignoring that deep need for quiet. You start pushing yourself even when you're drained. And here's the most painful part. People simply assume you'll keep giving because you always have. Think about it. How many times have you lost an afternoon you were looking forward to? How many times have you canceled your walk, your cup of tea, your peaceful morning, because someone else insisted they needed you, just for a minute. How many times have you rested only when your body forced you to? You deserve better. Your time is not a luxury. It is your foundation for a healthy, joyful life. Let me tell you something powerful. Rest is not weakness. Rest is strength. And after 70, prioritizing your peace isn't selfish, it's survival. You are not obligated to fill every hour for the sake of being useful. You do not owe anyone endless availability. You do not have to explain why you need quiet. You have earned the right, through decades of hard work, caregiving, sacrifice, and resilience, to enjoy stillness, slow mornings, unhurried afternoons, and peaceful evenings. And here is the real hook. The moment you start defending your rest, people will treat your time differently. They will think twice before interrupting. They will learn your boundaries. They will respect your schedule. Because when you protect your peace, others learn to protect it too. So the first non-negotiable is simple but powerful. Guard your rest. Defend your time. No guilt, no apologies, no hesitation. Now let's move to the second thing you must never surrender for anyone. Not family, not friends, not even those you love dearly. And this one is bigger than most people realize. Because once you give it away, there's almost no way to get it back. 2. Your financial security. Let me ask you a question many seniors feel but rarely say out loud. Have you ever felt pressured to help out financially, even when it made you uncomfortable? Maybe a child needed money, just for now. Maybe someone asked you to co-sign something, just in case. Maybe a relative hinted that you're in a better position to support them. And because you care, because you've always been the dependable one, you helped, even if it meant tightening your own budget later. But after 70, your financial safety isn't just about numbers. It is your independence, your dignity, your ability to live life on your terms. Once your savings slip away, once your resources shrink, your freedom shrinks with them. And too often, older adults realize it only when it's too late. Here's the part many ignore. Financial pressure doesn't always come from bad people. It often comes from loved ones who simply don't understand your reality. They assume you'll manage somehow. They assume you don't need as much anymore. They assume helping them is your responsibility. But here's the truth. Your first financial duty is to yourself. Boys. Because nobody else pays your medical bills. Nobody else covers your emergencies. Nobody else maintains your home. Nobody else carries the weight of your security but you. And here's something most seniors need to hear clearly. You do not owe anyone access to your money. Not even family. If someone tries to rush you, slow down. If someone insists you help, think twice. If someone guilt trips you, step back. If someone demands details about your finances, protect your privacy. Remember this. People who truly love you will never want you to sacrifice your comfort or future stability for them. Keeping your finances safe is not selfish. It is responsible, wise, and essential for aging with confidence. Set a rule for yourself. Never give more than you can comfortably afford. And never make major decisions without time, clarity, and advice. Because once your financial security is gone, stress replaces peace, fear replaces confidence, and dependence replaces freedom. And you have earned the right, after decades of work and sacrifice, to live your later years secure, stable, and in full control of your future. After 70, your time becomes one of the most precious things you own, and one of the easiest things for others to take without realizing it. Many seniors feel pressured to always be available, to babysit, to help with errands, to attend every gathering, or to drop everything the moment someone calls. But here's the truth. Your time is not endless, and it is not guaranteed, and that makes it incredibly valuable. You are allowed to protect it. Too often, older adults put their own plans aside because of guilt or fear of disappointing others. But sacrificing your rest, your hobbies, your routine, or the activities that make you feel alive only leads to burnout, frustration, and a quiet feeling of being used. And the people around you may not even realize what they're taking from you. So after 70, this becomes non-negotiable. You do not give up the time you need for your health, your appointments, your walks, your meals, your sleep, or your peace. You've earned the right to slow down when you want to, or speed up when you choose to. You've earned the right to finish your tea, read your book, say your prayers, or take your afternoon rest without apologizing for it. Healthy families and relationships will understand when you say, "I can't right now. I need a little time for myself," or "I'll help later, but not at this moment." These simple sentences protect you from exhaustion, protect your health, and protect your independence. When you guard your time, you are not being selfish. You are taking care of the body and mind that carried you through 7 decades of life. Because at this stage, your time is your strength, and you deserve to spend it on what truly matters to you. After 70, one of the most important things you must never give up, not for family, not for pressure, not for emotional guilt, is your financial independence. Money isn't just money at this age. It is security, freedom, and protection from relying on others in ways that can become uncomfortable or even risky. Many seniors, out of love, generosity, or habit, give too much, lending money they can't replace, paying bills for others, signing documents they don't fully understand, or sacrificing their own medical, nutritional, or daily needs to keep someone else afloat. And while helping family is beautiful, giving beyond your limits can leave you vulnerable, especially when unexpected expenses arise. After 70, you must keep one rule crystal clear. Always take care of your essential needs first: health care, medications, food, living expenses, savings, and emergency funds. If supporting others forces you to cut back on these necessities, then it's no longer generosity, it's self-sacrifice that harms your future stability. Your financial boundaries are not a sign of selfishness. They are a sign of wisdom. You have already spent decades working, providing, raising, building, and giving. This chapter of life should not be about carrying everyone else's load. It should be about living with dignity, comfort, and peace of mind. And remember, anyone who truly loves you will never ask you to risk your security or empty your savings. Real family understands a firm, gentle, "I can't afford to do that." Protect your income. Protect your savings. Protect your independence. Because once your financial freedom is gone, it's very difficult to rebuild, and you deserve to feel safe and stable in the years ahead. After 70, one of the most precious things you must never give up, not for family, not for friends, not for anyone, is your emotional space and personal boundaries. At this stage of life, peace is not a luxury, it's a necessity. And yet, many seniors give up their emotional comfort just to avoid conflict or to keep everyone else happy. You might know this feeling: keeping quiet to avoid upsetting someone, agreeing to things you don't want, tolerating disrespectful behavior, or allowing people to speak over you, decide for you, or dismiss your feelings simply because you're older now. But here is the truth. Your emotions, your opinions, your comfort, and your mental peace matter more than ever. You have earned the right to say no without guilt. You have earned the right to distance yourself from negativity. You have earned the right to choose calm over chaos. If a conversation drains you, step back. If a family member pressures you, stand firm. If someone tries to guilt trip you, remind yourself, their discomfort does not control your life. Healthy boundaries do not push people away, they teach people how to treat you. And anyone who truly cares for you will respect your limits, your time, and your emotional well-being. Because at this stage, the real priority is protecting your inner peace, your heart, your mind, and your quiet joy. Never sacrifice your emotional space just to please others. Your peace is not optional, it is essential.